The Sixth Amendment gives criminal defendants a right to confront witnesses through cross-examination. But can a defendant lose that right by raising certain issues during trial? The United States Supreme Court explored this question in Hemphill v. New York. During a street fight, a 9mm bullet killed a toddler. Eyewitnesses said the shooter was wearing a blue sweater or sweatshirt. Nicholas Morris was at the fight. Eyewitnesses selected Morris as the shooter from a police lineup. In Morris's home, police found a single 9mm cartridge and multiple .357 cartridges on a nightstand. Police found a blue sweater in the home of another fighter, Ronnell Gilliam. Initially, Gilliam claimed that Morris was the shooter. Gilliam later recanted and claimed that his cousin Darrell Hemphill was the real shooter. Morris was indicted for murder. However, ultimately, this charge was dismissed in exchange for Morris pleading guilty to criminal possession of a .357 revolver. 5 years later, the police learned that DNA on the blue sweater belonged to Hemphill. Hemphill was charged with the toddler's murder. At trial, Hemphill's defense was that Morris was the shooter. An officer testified about the cartridges found on Morris's nightstand, but Morris was out of the country and unavailable to testify. The prosecution asked to present the transcript of Morris's plea hearing to argue that Morris had owned only a .357 revolver, which couldn't be the murder weapon, and that criminal possession of this revolver was Morris's only crime. Hemphill objected that this hearsay evidence violated his Sixth Amendment right to confront and cross-examine Morris. The trial court found that Hemphill's arguments had created a misleading impression about Morris. Under a state evidentiary rule, this impression opened the door for the prosecution to present evidence clarifying and refuting Hemphill's claims. Thus, the court allowed the transcript as evidence. Hemphill was convicted. On appeal, Hemphill's briefs primarily argued about the state evidentiary rule, but also mentioned the confrontation clause. The New York Appellate Division affirmed Hemphill's conviction. The Court of Appeals of New York also affirmed. The United States Supreme Court granted cert.